What's up, folks? Welcome back to the studio. Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. I got the cool mic back. The last one got wet. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna turn my email off. Somebody give me a yes, I can hear you. That would be very helpful for this guy. Anybody and everybody. Caitlin Newsom, Lexi Davis, Haley Cox. Somebody give me a yes, I can hear you. All right, fantastic. Love it. Thank you. And I'm gonna turn my email off. Where is that thing? It went. Ba-ding. There it is. Boom. Boom. What's up, Lauren Kirkendall? Is Davis there with you? Is your brother there? You better be. You better be. All right, what y'all like to do outside during quarantine? Hannah likes to play tennis. Okay, I played tennis in 8th grade. I was less than good. Less than good. I mean, kind of natural from playing golf, but yeah, tennis was rough. I don't know if you've ever played. This is 8th grade too, so I wasn't quite coordinated as I am now. I could never figure out, like, I'd be ready to hit the ball, and then it would hit the court in a weird way and spin weird, and my mind wouldn't let my feet move anymore because I'm like ready to hit the ball, and like I'd lunge. I just felt real awkward. So I was bad at tennis, but everybody was bad at tennis in middle school. I actually played doubles with Bruce's son. He was a year younger than me. That's kind of weird. All right, outdoor quarantine favorite. What? Favorite outdoor quarantine activity? Lexi, riding her skateboard. I could have guessed that one. Caitlin Newsom riding her bike. Good, healthy, exercising, tennis, skateboarding, biking, healthy for the mind. Lauren Kirkendall, reading. That's what I've been doing. I've been hanging up my hammock and reading. That has been my jam. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. What's up, Dukes? That's what I'm talking about. Coming back strong. I love it. Good to see you guys. Yeah, this is as close as we're going to get for now. Cliffhanger. So here's what we're going to do. As people show up, maybe a couple minutes late, you'll hear this a couple times if you're already on here. But what we're going to do is I'm alone tonight. I got no Holly, I got no Blair, I got no Austin. There's a conference that our student ministry team was supposed to be at in Atlanta right now. This Orange conference, it's a big conference. So we were supposed to be going with like the preschool ministry and children's ministry teams. Like we're all supposed to go there. Well, obviously that's not happening, but they're still doing the conference online. So Holly and Blair and Austin and Gracie and Jana and Crystal, all the children's ministry people, and Libby and Brandy and all the preschool people and Kevin, right? Everybody is over at the student center in my house, and they are watching that conference. So I'm riding solo tonight, and then depending on what time we get done, I'll join them. I don't know how long the conference goes. So anyway, what we're going to do because of that is I'm going to give you kind of the meat of our lesson in this format. And then I'm going to post our Zoom link, and I'm going to ask you the questions that Blair has typically been giving. And I'm going to ask you that in Zoom, and then we can actually talk back and forth, right? That would be much easier than me trying to get questions typed in here and read them as I go. And that would not be good or helpful for anybody. So let's see. A couple other people are, hey, Davis. Lauren. Lauren Kirkendall. Yes, absolutely. My Lauren cannot get out of the hammock without my help. She told you guys that. If she's watching this, she might hurt me. But yes, Lauren loves hammocking as well. Ow. We both love to hammock. And so, yeah, we both have our own hammocks, our own Enos. And yeah, she's gotten better, though. I must say, she has gotten it figured out. I will admit. But Lauren, you're in my Lauren's small group on Sundays, and so I guess she's told that story there. It's just the mental picture in my head is it's real funny. Nicholas Glasscock, hello, sir. Favorite quarantine activity is napping. I said outdoor activity. Maybe you nap outside. To each their own. I don't know. It's about to get hot though, so outdoor napping not a great idea here in the next few days. Or last night, there was hail and stuff, like 2 nights in a row. Woke me up on Monday night, hailing. Okay. My mom's favorite outdoor activity is checking the mail. How's it going? Riding with the windows down. Nick, glad he naps in a tree. All right, cool. Fantastic. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do, just so that everyone has a chance. Here we go. Ready? Here is the Zoom link. It's not open yet. Go ahead and copy and paste that into a Word document or just know it's there, okay? That is the Zoom link. As I said, I'm going to give you kind of the meat of our lesson and then come on over to our Zoom call. There's not a ton of y'all, so it'll be just fine. And then we'll kind of discuss, because this is going to be a lesson that I want you to do something with it. Like, it's super practical, and we're going to process this together. And so yeah, jump on over onto that here in a few minutes. Really, this won't take too terribly long. So, all right, here we go. Let's go ahead and get started. If you know somebody that needs to be joining us right now, send them a text and say, hey, church has started. Get to church. Get to church. Holly, you do not bake cookies outside. And Holly, why are you not at conference? Can't be doing 2 things at once now. Well, maybe you can. You're way more talented than I am. You're Holly Smalley, so no judgment here. All right. If there's somebody that needs to be on this with us, send them a text, invite them, and yeah, do that. Because we're going to be talking about family, our last week of talking about family. And like I said, this is going to be something that you are actually going to do something with. I hope you do something with every single lesson that we have, but specifically this one, yeah, it's going to be really obvious what you're going to do. You're going to come up with it, and I'm not. I don't want to do that for you, because I don't know your family near as well as you know your family. Oh, except for my mom. She's on here. Everybody else, I don't know your family as well as you know your family. Okay, so here we go. To start off, just like we start off our devotionals, I would like to start off with you praying for yourself. So if wherever you're at, go ahead and just start by asking God to teach you something this evening through his word. Then ask him to show you anything that may be hindering you from hearing from him as clearly as possible. Jesus, teach us something tonight through the power of your Holy Spirit. And we love you and we trust you. Be with us during this time. Amen. Okay, so this week we're talking about, yep, you guessed it, family, right? Family Feud is the name of the series that we've been in the last few weeks. And it's been all about what we are supposed to do or not supposed to do when your family starts feuding, right? Starts disagreeing, arguing, annoying each other, whatever. And so all families are different. We can just go ahead and start from that understanding. But we have at least one thing in common. All of our families have at least one thing in common, and that's the things that we've looked at the last few weeks, right? Every single one of our families is made up of imperfect people. That includes you. That includes me. Remember, we talked about the world is imperfect. We are imperfect. Our families are made up of imperfect people. And then we talked last week about how we're supposed to be more forgiving towards our family. And so over and over again, we've seen that our relationships with our family members are intimately connected to our relationship with God. And so today we're going to continue that conversation. And our last idea in this series about family, we've talked about patience, talked about forgiveness. We touched on the theme of honor a little bit. And today we're going to wrap things up with one more word, and I'm going to see if you can guess what that word might be. Okay, so I'm gonna show you a couple of things, and I want to see if you can guess what they all have in common. Okay, so here are the things. I'm gonna show them to you one at a time. See if you can guess what they all have in common. They're stacked up here, so let me get them. All right, first one. That's Lauren, right? That's my wife. Ain't she pretty? I know. So there she is. So picture of Lauren, or not just the picture of Lauren, but Lauren. Okay. That's Lauren and my mom and my grandma. So family. So you got Lauren, family. That one doesn't stand. There we go. We'll just kind of put it, whatever. Here's my headphones. So music, just in general. So my wife, my family, music, my Bible, and a golf ball. What do all these things have in common? These are all things that I would probably say that I love. Okay. Or I wouldn't probably say that. I do say that. These are all things that I love. And so if you know me at all, then that one probably wasn't too difficult for you to guess. And so like language is kind of a funny thing, especially the English language. In English, I think it's funny that I can use the same word to describe how I feel about all of these objects together. I love God. I love my spouse. I love my family. I love music. I could have thrown this in with it, my Aggie ring. Like, I love my school. I love golf. And I promise I love God and my spouse and my family more than I love golf and music and my school, even though it may not seem that way at times. I mean, I know I'm obnoxious about A&M sometimes, but I do. I love God and my wife and my family more than I love those things. So that idea of love, and I know we talk about this a lot, is a typical message from church, right? Going to talk about love again, probably going to talk about the different kinds of words for love and all this stuff. 1 Corinthians chapter 13, the love chapter. Yeah, we know we talked about love all the time, but I wanted, as we've done with a couple of these previous weeks, taken a common theme like honor, like forgiveness, and we've narrowed it down and really focused that theme in on our family. So that's really what we're going to do tonight. And so, yes, I'm going to have you define, give me your definition of love. But again, we're going to do that in the Zoom call because that would be much easier than you all typing it out here. And like I said, me trying to read it, that's not going to work. That's not going to happen. So 1 Corinthians chapter 13 is where we're going to read from real quick. I told you, 1 Corinthians 13, the love chapter. 1 Corinthians 13, verses 4 through 8. 1 Corinthians 13, 4 through 8. And here's what 1 Corinthians says about love, okay? Love is patient and kind. Love does not envy or boast. It is not arrogant or rude. It does not insist on its own way. It is not irritable or resentful. It does not rejoice at wrongdoing, but rejoices with the truth. Love bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. Love never fails. And so that's 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verses 4 through 8. And this is an incredible description of what love truly looks like. And it also is a description of what seems like a pretty impossible goal to attain, right? Whenever we're talking about love, if that's what love is supposed to look like, and you're telling me that I'm supposed to love my family, that seems incredibly unrealistic if that is the standard. If that's what I'm trying to accomplish, I don't know if I can do that. And so maybe another way for us to explain this, and I'll go through on our Zoom call and explain a little more in detail each one of those parts of the word love, or each one of the descriptors of love. But for the sake of just this part right here, I want to give you a picture in your mind. When you do family photos, let's take this one, for example, that I showed you already. This is the one of me and Lauren. That's my golf ball. There it is. I'm never getting that back. It's under the couch. Okay, so family pictures. Maybe you have taken family pictures before. This is the family picture of me and Lauren and my mom and my grandma. This isn't like a formal family picture, but maybe you've taken family pictures before, right? Or you've seen pictures of a happy family that is online or something. I don't know. Just have that image in your head. Everybody's all happy and looking at the camera and smiling. And as far as you know in this picture, nothing wrong in the world, right? We are the happiest family that has ever existed. Never argue, never get on each other's nerves. I mean, everything looks fantastic and perfect and great and grand according to this picture right here, right? See a little closer. I know. I look tall in that picture. My family is short. But like we know the real story behind family pictures. And if you've ever had family pictures done, this is not going to be anything new to you, right? You show up to get your pictures done. Someone took too long to get ready. You don't like how your hair looks. You're sweating and you're uncomfortable because of the nice clothes you're having to wear. Your sibling's annoying. Your parents are rushing you and you've been yelling at each other. Just get in the car. We got to go, all that kind of stuff. And in the final picture that you get, after all the fuss, you just look like you're as happy as can be and nothing was ever wrong leading up to that moment. And what else happens in family pictures? Like whenever I first saw this family picture, maybe the first time you see a picture of yourself and your family, what do? You make sure that you look good. You don't look at anybody else first. You look at yourself and make sure, does my smile look good? How's my hair look? Does I have a hand like real weird, like somewhere, or like is my hair sticking up back here or whatever, right? You don't really care if anybody else looks good. It's, do I look good? And so they're like, I want to retake the picture. Let's take this picture again because I'm blinking or I wasn't smiling right. And you're like, no, I look good. I look good in this picture. I don't care what you look like. Like, I look good. So, no. What would happen, right? You have that idea in your head. Just what would happen hypothetically if once in a while we focused, instead of putting a smile on the faces of, or instead of, making sure that we're happy and that we're okay and that we're satisfied, what if every once in a while, a crazy thought, we worried about putting a smile on the faces of everyone else in our family, right? So examples for you to think of in your own head, probably not very hard for you to think of these moments. Like think of a time whenever a family member did something kind or selfless or surprising to put a smile on your face, right? Maybe it was a surprise birthday party. Maybe it was a gift you weren't expecting for Christmas. Maybe it was just a random kind of act of kindness. Your sibling, I don't know, cleaned your room for you or did part of your chores for you or whatever so that you wouldn't get in trouble. I don't know. Maybe this has never happened to you, but just think of a time maybe when your family member did something kind or selfless or surprising to put a smile on your face. And then another thought, another example I want you to think of is think of a time when you prioritize your own happiness over the happiness of your family member. You decided to put a smile on your own face at the expense of your family member, right? Like what did you do? Or whenever you were selfish and just thinking about yourself and what would make you happy, what did you do? And how did that decision end up actually taking away from the happiness that your family or you experienced? Because we all know, like, if one person in the household is not happy, or if, I'll say it this way, if you are the only one happy in the household, it's really not all that much fun. If you have made everyone else, you pushed everyone else away, you've made everyone else feel terrible or embarrassed or less than worthy or whatever, just so that you can feel good, right? You've cut them all down so that you feel better. You really don't end up feeling better at all. That is not satisfying. It's caused friction in the household or tension or hurt feelings. And then we talked about that last week. So if you're wondering about that and you weren't listening last week, go back and listen to that one. But clearly, I mean, I can speak for myself. I am not always good at showing my family the kind of love that the Bible describes. So does that mean that I don't love my family? Well, no, no, that would be silly for us to think that way. Um, but here's what it does mean. If I try to live my life by this definition of love in First Corinthians chapter 13, then I would understand that real love is selfless, right? It's the kind of love that says, okay, you first. I prefer you first. Do we do that? Not very often, especially not with our families. Real love is sacrificial. It's the kind of love that says, not just you go first, but you know what? I'll go last. I prefer you and what you want over myself and what I want. Right? And real love is spirit led. We cannot do any of these things apart from the prompting and the guidance of the Holy Spirit. Um, I cannot do all of these things on my own, and neither can you. Right? We need the example of Jesus and the help of the Holy Spirit in order to treat our families with this kind of love. And there's just no question about that. That is not just my idea. That's not just for me. That is an objective truth. And so for us to even prove that a little further, 1 John chapter 4, verse 20, it says, if anyone says, I love God and hates his brother, he is a liar. For he who does not love his brother whom he has seen cannot love God whom he has not seen. So just like we've been studying through this entire series, our ability to have a quality relationship with our family is connected to our ability to have a quality relationship with God. It just is. Those things are tied together. Quality relationship with our family, quality relationship with God. Growing relationship with our family, growing relationship with God. A relationship with our family that is based, grounded, and rooted in love. Same thing with our relationship with God. Those things are tied together and cannot be separated, right? And so not only that, but our love for God is made complete in the way that we love other people. Um, According to John here in this passage, it's not even possible for us to love God if we don't love people that He has made. Right? He made people in His own image, and so if we hate people, if we do anything other than love people that were created in that image of God, then we cannot love God. Right? It would be silly. So I'll be a dad, or I'm already a dad, but Nora will be here in 37 days or something like that. It would be really silly for you to come up to me and say, you know what, Chris, I really like you. You know what, you know what, you're my favorite youth pastor that I have right now. I really like you. You're funny. You make me feel like I belong here, and all these things. But you know what, Chris? I can't stand your kids. Like, she is just obnoxious. Like, whenever she is around or in the room, I'm telling you, I want to leave. It just makes me angry. I can't stand her. Right? That would be ridiculous. You say, but you know what, Chris? I love you. Right? I love you. I love talking to you. I love having a relationship with you. I feel like you and me are close. I think we're tight. But your kid, can't stand her. Like, I hate her. Right? That's kind of the idea John is getting at here. You cannot possibly say to God, God, I love you. Like, worship Him with your words and your actions. Read His words. Say, God, I want to have a relationship with you. But your kids, the other people that you created, doesn't matter if they're part of your family or not. They're still God's kids. I can't stand them. I really don't like them. Right? It's just as silly for you to think that is possible, for you to love God and hate His kids, as it is for you to look at me and say, Chris, I love you, but I can't stand your daughter. Right? That sort of idea. So this is a huge statement. This is a big idea. And so I got a few questions that I would like for us to talk about. And I have an activity that I think will help you love your family better. And I'll get a little more in depth on this First Corinthians verse as we have time. So that Zoom link that I posted in the chat, I'm going to post it again. I'm going to end this call in a few seconds, and let's jump over on Zoom and let's talk about it. Right? There's not many of us. Here's the link again if you need it. And I'm going to start this meeting. Open Sesame. All right. It's getting there. Everybody be patient. Boom. All right, everybody jump over there. Go.